What's up, people? So, somebody wanted me to speak on detaching from codependency. Now, I'll tread rather lightly on this subject as I am not a psychologist, but I'll speak on how I personally go about this, how I would go about it, and let's see if we can find an answer. Because I will be speaking candidly, as I didn't write down any notes. So first of all, codependency, and I just want to speak on more so from a social relationship aspect. Uh, it's relying on others to fill up your cup. See, and what's important in that statement is that we're talking about your cup. So in a sense, you are holding other people responsible for that. And so what I've seen in my life and what I've seen in others is that they get upset with somebody if they don't do a certain thing that they should probably be doing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the telltale sign is to say, you know, uh, you don't fulfill my needs, or you don't make me feel happy, and things like that. But then you would pose the question like, do you ever feel your needs? Do you ever make yourself happy? All right, so that's a telltale sign that you might, and it's just one of the telltale signs that you may be dealing with somebody who is codependent. Now, if that's you, we have to talk about what it would take for you to strip yourself of such a fate, of such a reality of a lifestyle, and it takes perspective. Okay, that's the easy answer, and this type of perspective kind of revolves around the conversation of you holding other people responsible for fulfilling your needs, for making you feel satisfied, making you feel like you have a sense of having your joy kind of regenerated by the sense of others. So, like when you get into when you have conversations like that, or you feel like when your conversation is directed towards others, and it's like nobody ever wants to do this for me, or nobody makes me happy, or nobody fulfills my needs and things like. So then now you have to think about what can you do to fill your own needs. All right. And I don't know how complex these things are as I'm saying it, but it's simple enough where I can address it, and it's not something that's impossible. All right. It's very, very much possible. So you have to consider what all of your needs are. You know, do you want to feel warm? Do you want to feel whole? Do you want to feel like you're a part of something? What is it? Because when you know what it is that you want, which is very important in many fields, if you know what you want, that is a big part of the solution right there. You know what you want. So if you want to be a part of something, you may have to create something. That way, you will always be included. You create something and you invite others. You know what I'm saying? So whereas yeah, people are still a part of it, but it's something that you created. You have to take initiative. Okay? So you want to feel fulfillment? Well, how can you fulfill yourself in your own personal life? What if you've been putting on the back burner? You know, did you ever get around to doing that writing? Did you ever get around to singing that song, dancing that dance? Did you ever get around to reading that book? Did you ever get around to exercising frequently? Because this isn't just a problem with codependency, but in many facets of life, do we look to the external world to solve our internal problems? And because we are constantly running away from the things that give us the most trouble, we never find the solution that we are seeking. It's really that imperative. Now, with that being said, I could stop the video here, but actually, I want to speak more on the you fulfilling your own needs aspect, and you may not feel motivated to do too much due to low self-esteem, due to habit, whatever. The list really does go on. So, like I would encourage anybody to do is that you start exposing yourself to exciting things, and you don't need other people to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? In fact, when we talk about fulfilling our own needs, and in fact, also, I'm a little all over the place because I'm thinking, well, if you are capable of fulfilling your own needs, then uh, what other people will do for you will be a cherry on top. It's almost like you attract it. It's like the interesting thing about this world is that when people see you doing for yourself, they want to help you out along the way. It's just weird how that works, man. Something magnetic about seeing somebody do for themselves. Now you want to, let me help you out, man. You working too hard, man. Or man, I always see you doing things by yourself, man. Come on, man. Or people want to at the very least pick your brain and you see what that's all about. But new and exciting things to occupy your mind that will put you around a different group of people, have you seeking different things. All right, and so, but ultimately, and I mean, here's the kind of the moral of the story is that um, the more you rely on yourself, the more you find ways to rely on yourself, the less you're going to need others. You know, so I'm a Taurus, and my grandma's a Taurus, and like a lot of Tauruses, we we don't like asking people for things, and through the process of not asking people for things, then we will forego trying to be codependent. Not saying that we couldn't have those issues. I definitely had those issues before, but because we so used to doing things on our own, we don't necessarily seek others to kind of compliment us, which does come at a fault, by the way. Because ultimately I know that in order to fully reach my potential, my success in the world is going to require others. So whether if I have employees, a team, or some trusted subcontractors, some trusted freelancers of sorts, it takes a team to get to where you want to go, and you can get there a lot faster, as you would imagine, versus just you on your lonesome. But it's still good to, in fact, a great rule of thumb to embark on many journeys alone to see what you're made of, to have the hands-on experience, to be able to know how to maneuver through uh, many obstacles that life will throw at you. You know what I'm saying? Just like a guy who learned how to work on cars pretty much by himself, or maybe he put himself through school, whatever it is, he does this by himself with the intent to open up his own shop, bring in other people, and now you got a type of community of your own. You know what I'm saying? Could you do that um without going to without learning how to do these things? Of course you can. You can. With money, you can do pretty much any goddamn thing. But the disconnect is you aren't a part of that culture. You're just a part of that business. You know what I mean? So, and you can be a part of a business without knowing anything about the culture. But when you have a culture and you find a way to maybe monetize it or give it exposure and things like that, that is yours. You know what I'm saying? That's something it's something that you basically kind of given to others that they can seek refuge in. You know, uh, and I know me, so as I started in this video, I know that something else is going to come to mind because there are a lot of things uh, that I didn't that I can say about codependency. But as I start to do a wrap up, let me just say that ultimately take advantage of the time that you are alone. Okay? Whether if you're an extrovert, an introvert, or an ambivert, I think that's the word in between. Uh, really take that time to kind of split yourself into many parts and have a council and discuss with yourself, with discuss with yourself the many problems that you may be facing, the difficulties of the day, like you have in a staff meeting. All right. Whereas you may think of like a staff meeting is like, oh, this is useless. Yeah, okay. Can't wait for this to be over. The staff meeting that you create within yourself, within your deepest thoughts, the deepest confines of your mind, will have lifelong effects. And then you can get to the bottom of why you point the fingers at other people, why you don't feel so fulfilled, why you keep playing, plans too small, whatever it is. But ultimately, it comes to keep putting yourself in the positions where you can rely on yourself. All right. And, especially like if you come from a place where you can get a lot of support from other people, it's best to put that on the back burner and see how often you can rely on yourself, you know. Or, okay, and if you're in a relationship, whether if you're a guy or a girl and you constantly kind of making yourself just as available as possible for your partner. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like when your partner at work, let's say you don't have a job or at all, you just pretty much wait for that text to come or you just wait for them to get home and then damn near your life starts and things like that. You have to find things to do in the interim. All right? You have to immerse yourself in things that give you life. And I don't like to speak out against certain things, but television is not going to be that thing for you because it puts you in such an alpha state where, if you have nothing else going on around you, then you're gonna be so focused on the TV that you don't that you always forget how empty you are going to feel when you cut it off. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. So if you like binge watch TV throughout the day, you don't really think anything of it. You might have a little thought in the back of your mind, but it gets taken over by this controversy on the television screen. And it's not until the end of the day you realize, like, oh shit, I really pissed this day away. You feel you feel empty, all these things. So depend on yourself. You know how to do it. Take the initiative. Keep challenging yourself. Keep learning new things. I mean, that's it, man. That's the best I got right there, man. Might be a part two because as I upload it, I'm gonna be thinking, oh yeah. I don't know how I forgot that one. So what? This is life, man. I'm speaking candidly, man. So best wishes.